Today is one of the biggest days in crypto. The Hinman speech has been made public. Yes, you heard that correctly. The Hinman speech has been made public. As most of you know, Ripple is currently battling the SEC and they've wasted over $200 million. And we finally might get some reprieve. If you're brand new to the channel, make sure to like, comment, subscribe, and set alerts. Welcome back to the O Show, everything crypto and NFTs every day. Let's talk about the Hinman emails and how this could impact Ripple and XRP. Also, two other things happened that were really important. Today, the court is going to decide on whether or not the SEC can legally freeze Binance US's assets, and also the SEC is ordered to respond to Coinbase. As you all know, Coinbase went in to talk to the SEC about 30 times in 2022, and the SEC refused to talk to them to give any type of legal clarity. But let's get back to the Hinman. Bill Hinman was a former SEC director back in 2008, and the Hinman documents contain emails from Hinman and the SEC. And this is basically a bunch of internal communications between Hinman and the SEC, and basically neither party has any idea how to actually classify crypto assets. This is alarming, but it's also important. Probably the biggest piece of information here is that Hinman said that a token should not be classified as a security once it is completely decentralized. So initially, a token could potentially start off as a security, but once it becomes fully decentralized, it shouldn't be. And that directly conflicts with what the SEC is doing. The SEC has gone after quite a few crypto assets, indicating that they are securities, even though they have a lot of aspects of decentralization. Solana, Cardano, Matic, Algo, Libra, and yes, XRP. This case is so important because it could impact the future of crypto assets and what exchanges can and cannot list, especially for non-accredited investors. There's some other important pieces here that I'm going to read from the attorney, Stephen Alroy. He inverted back to consider when making a sufficiently decentralized determination, ignored warnings that his speech contained made-up analysis with no basis in law, was divorced from the Howey factors, exposed regulatory gaps, and would create greater confusion in the market. He claimed that the speech was his own personal view, but Hinman and the SEC used it as guidance, and that's where the problem starts. If you're indicating and using something as guidance, but then going back and saying you don't understand how it works, or no, we're not going to do this, that makes no sense. It's too conundrum. The head of trading and markets said, because the list of factors is so extensive and appears to include things that go beyond the typical Howey analysis, we have concerns this might lead to greater confusion on what is security. And Hinman also ignored this. The reason why this is problematic is because nobody knows what they're talking about. The SEC has no idea how to actually classify digital assets as securities because the rules from the SEC were written back in the 30s or 40s, well before fax machines and printers were even created. So how can they classify a digital asset as a security when those laws were written back in the 30s or 40s and when they had no idea on what the stuff actually is or how it. And this is the kicker here because it has to do with Ethereum. According to these speeches documents, Hinman ignored the regulatory gap, and on June 4th, he wrote that he didn't see a need to regulate Ethereum as a security. And there's a lot of projects built on top of Ethereum or utilizing that technology. So if Ethereum isn't a security, then a lot of these projects should not be securities as well. And this includes XRP, even though it does use a different. Hinman also reached out to Vitalik for some tips and tricks on how to classify these digital assets, which is very alarming because we all know that that Vitalik created Ethereum, and that is a conflict of interest, especially financially. Also, too, on June 12th, OGC expressed its reservations about including a statement directly about Ethereum in the speech because it would make it difficult for the SEC to take a different position on Ethereum in the future. That right there is a very problematic statement for me. Basically, the reason why these public servants, which again, we pay them with our taxpayer dollars, do not want to indicate what is a security or not in the digital asset ecosystem is because they want to be able to unjustly go after entrepreneurs, crypto asset exchanges, and anyone in the United States of America for doing anything that relates to crypto. This is problematic because crypto assets involve technology, and some of these assets could potentially solve a lot of problems. But our public servants simply want to keep everything under their control. They want to institute a CBDC, they want to institute UBI, and they really want to take away your ability to become an entrepreneur and to participate in non-corporate capitalism. This is very problematic here, okay? Now, regardless of your beliefs between Bitcoin, crypto assets, and NFTs, people in the United States of America deserve to do what they want to do with their money. They also deserve to create different types of companies or products or services, and that should be okay. Our regulatory bodies should be encouraging this type of behavior. And I understand that they do want to keep retail safe. Well, they should have introduced Hester Peirce's Safety Harbor Act, which basically would have allowed crypto companies to come in, register, do what they needed to do, and then after the initial token offering or whatever path they decide to take, prove that they can be decentralized so these crypto assets wouldn't be a security. However, that would have been too easy for the SEC and the other public servants. Anyways, babes, I'm on my way to Atlanta with Lo. I won't be going live this week, but I will see you Friday, 10 a.m. PST. I'll be back live again. And make sure to like, comment, subscribe, and share this video. This is important information. We need to get it out. Bye-bye.